Welcome back to another episode of the C64 Roundup, your concise guide to some of the latest news and releases for your Commodore 64. As we took a break for the month of July, we have a little bit to catch up on, so let's get moving with some news. Monty Boyd continues to move forward with the work on his horizontal run-and-gun game called Infestation. Monty has decided to do away with most of the arcade adventure elements he was originally thinking of implementing in favour of producing something that is more of a pure arcade blasting experience. So Infestation will now feature linear levels with randomly generated enemies, ensuring a slightly different experience with every game you play. You'll be required to kill all enemies within an area before a security door opens up, providing access to the next area. In addition to killing enemies, you'll be wanting to pick up as many crystals as possible, as these will be used to energize some of the special power-ups you can pick up throughout the game. The energized power-ups you can collect include a jetpack, a mech suit, and my personal favourite, the spike wheel. Having been provided with an early version of the game to play through, I can confirm that Infestation is shaping up to be a ripper with its unique graphical style and well-balanced progressive gameplay. Russell Mills' upcoming epic multi-genre title Yeti Mountain has reached an important milestone. Development has reached the stage where gameplay is now fully featured and playable from end to end, with the only thing left to do is to draw up missing cutscenes, construct a handful of SID tunes, and finalise the story scripting. Quite a bit of in-house testing is currently taking place while waiting for the outstanding game assets, as Russell's team work towards a December 2023 release date. Yeti Mountain will see you head off to a ski resort as you investigate the mysterious disappearance of your best friend. The game will feature quest-based exploration, NPC interactions, mini ski run games, light puzzle-based elements, and multi-scrolling platform gaming, all wrapped around a compelling story narrative that will give you multiple branch progress paths for you to choose. Yeti Mountain is gearing up to be this year's hit release for the upcoming Christmas season. It's been about 3 years since Nick Sherman from Arlosoft announced that he was working on Funfair Inc., a theme park-style management game that would provide you with an opportunity to design and run your very own amusement park on the Commodore 64. Unfortunately, the project has been pretty much stalled since then, as Nick has lost motivation to complete the game. But it's not all bad news with Funfair Inc., as Nick has released a playable version of the game in its work-in-progress state. The game preview is quite feature-rich with 32 rides and attractions, 20 shops and stalls, and 16 park facilities and plans. A good amount of research and management elements have also been applied. Overall, Funfair does look impressive in its unfinished state, but the game logic does need a bit of work for the whole experience to be more fun and engaging to play. Nick has mentioned that he believes that there is about 3 months of effort required in order to bring the game up to where it needs to be in this respect. If there is any coder willing to have a go at finishing the game, Nick will be willing to make the existing code available to you. If you're looking for something to read while you're enjoying a Northern Hemisphere summer, then you're in luck with the latest editions of K&A Plus and Zap64 micro magazines. K&A Plus is a semi-regular A4 size magazine covering all things Commodore. Issue 23 contains a beat-em-up theme where the team take a look back at the genre on both Amiga and Commodore 64. In addition to the new game reviews and news, you'll find plenty of interesting articles such as developer interviews, coding tutorials, and a game dev diary. Zap64 Micro is a perfect complement to the RGN C64 Roundup series with its focus on new game reviews. Presented in a beefy A5 format, Zap does the job in providing the nostalgic 1980s style of gaming journalism with plenty of news on upcoming titles, technical hardware articles, flashback reviews, and of course the Triple Attack review opinions. Both publications are available as physical and digital editions. Links on how to get them are in the video description. The X2023 demo party was held in the Netherlands across the first week of June, and by all accounts it was a great success. Watching the live stream of the event, I was quite envious that I was not in a position to attend, as not only was there a great vibe amongst the attendees, but the quality of the submissions were out of this world. Just take a look at the amazing pixel art that was produced for the event. Simply outstanding. There were a number of impressive demos submitted for X2023, but the one that stood out for me was Mojo by Bonsai and Pretzel Logic. When it comes to demos, I'm drawn to those that tell a story or a message that is wrapped around with great production values, and this demo hits the mark for me. The vertical scrolling intro does so well to set everything up, from the computer and heavy metal magazines through to the hand working away on the keyboard before we're given a scene showing a teenager listening to music while fiddling away on the Commodore 64. What great memories. But then the segue to times of today. Our young friend has turned into a middle-aged balding man working away at a spreadsheet, seemingly defeated by life. Nice touch with a photo of the wife on the left side of the computer. This scene with the lemmings marching into work may hit home with some, and the reflection of the impact of time is quite poignant. In fact, these are the types of thoughts that actually led me to starting up RGN. I wanted to do something creative on a topic that I was passionate about. These days, I don't see things as bleak, though I can't help but wonder about the direction that society and the world is headed. The overall production does contain some of the usual graphical tricks contained with your typical demo, but I'll leave you to enjoy the rest of this edited version of the Mojo demo, concentrating on the story element. Hope you enjoy it. Okay, let's see what games of note have been released over the past couple of months. Short Futures presents a pill-flipping puzzle game called Dr. Mario. Of course, many of you will recognise this as a port of Nintendo's classic Dr. Mario, and it's one that's been done very well. Experimental viruses have mutated and are trying to escape from the research lab. Your job is to help Dr. Mario use her pills to destroy all viruses before they spread. You do this by throwing in coloured pills into a bottle. As the pills drop, you can rotate them, and you have to match 4 of the same colour vertically or horizontally to clear them. When all of the viruses in a bottle are cleared, you progress to the next level. If the bottle gets filled all the way to the top, the game is over. Dr. Mario is available from itch.io, but is only PAL compatible. Hemispherics is a vertically scrolling shooter originally constructed using the Shoot 'em Up construction kit, and then enhanced using the SEAC Redux framework to make the game a little more engaging to play. The backstory to the game is that your home base has been attacked by an evil alien empire. Why can't they ever be friendly, right? Well, anyway, your mission is to fly your space fighter through all 5 zones, fight away the alien interceptors and defeat their empire. The game features a number of power-ups to collect. These include green pods for a temporary shield, pink pods for long-range firing, and orange pods that will give you a 2-way firing power-up. The game is free to download from itch.io, but please note that it's not NTSC compatible. Dragon Princess is a text-based adventure containing Petsky graphics. The kingdom's sworn enemy, the dragon, has been captured, and you play the role of the prince, who has the honour of executing him. The game plays in a typical fashion for a text adventure, and does its best to assist you in constructing the correct commands from time to time. I very much like the Petsky style graphics on offer throughout the game, and the music soundtrack sets out a nice atmosphere for you while trying to progress through the game. The game is not overly difficult, and the story itself is quite interesting as soon as you discover that things are not all as they seem with a dragon. Dragon & Princess is a free digital download from itch.io. Box Nightmare Deluxe is a single-screen arcade game where your objective is to merge your box shape directly over the top of the target box. When you do this, the screen resets and you're straight onto the next level. You start with 3 lives and 60 time units. You lose a life when your timer runs out, and an extra life is awarded after every 60 levels. The game doesn't look like much, but it's somewhat addictive with its simple gameplay. Though the game would benefit with having some sort of level counter and one of those pulsating Richard Bayless techno SID tracks playing in the background. Box Nightmare Deluxe is available as a free digital download from itch.io. I know you've always wanted to play Windows-based games on your C64, and now you can with Win64. Solitaire, Free Cell and Minesweeper are the games available in this well-presented package, and they all play as you would expect. Yes, maybe there isn't really much of a point to this release, but you have to admire the skill and effort exhibited to pull this off. I would love to see this coder try to pull off something more original with his talents. Win64 is available as a digital download from GitHub. Escape Room is a maze adventure game where you need to solve a maze in total darkness using only torchlight. Your torch has a limited range which reduces as its batteries drain. You'll find coloured doors during your search, and to open these you must search for the keys from within the maze. You'll stumble across traps that will need to be defused by playing a mini-game that requires you to replicate specific direction patterns, and this is a really nice touch. In fact, the game has a number of neat touches overall, and I think the way the torchlight is cast is well done. The game is a little buggy, but this didn't stop me from enjoying Escape Room. I really like the pacing of the game, and the music does a good job at setting the atmosphere. Escape Room is available as a free digital download from itch.io. Charlu's Revenge is a joystick-driven adventure game created using the D42 adventure system. This port of a PC adventure game, originally released back in 1995, is the first chapter in a story that sees you play the role of an archaeologist and hobby detective who is asked by an old friend to help uncover the secret of an ancient sword of the Knight Templar, which is said to have a fatal curse on it. Being a joystick-driven game with set action responses, you're less likely to get stuck on any particular screen when compared to a traditional text-adventure style of game. And this is a good thing, as the puzzles in the initial part of the game are a little obtuse, partially due to translations from the original German text coming out a little bit out of context. But once you get past the early puzzles, everything starts to play out in a more logical manner. As the game only covers Chapter 1 in the story, the overall experience is somewhat short, with only a handful number of locations available. The story narrative is interesting, and the game graphics are set out using a unique combination colour scheme that is somewhat distinctive. The background music though does not quite match the game, and at times is so distracting that it disconnects you from the story. There is just enough in Charlie's Curse to keep casual fans of adventures interested. The game is available as a digital download from itch.io, but it is only PAL compatible. Lunar City is a fixed shooter game inspired by the old Atari 2600 title Atlantis. Your home planet is being attacked by an arm of alien ships, and you are the commander in charge of defending your home city. You have 3 sentinels at your disposal to shoot lasers at the aliens from, and you choose which one will take a shot by either pushing left, up or right with the joystick. Your city is initially protected by a defense dome, but aliens will have no trouble penetrating a hole through it, so you better get to work quickly. But don't go wasting your shots. Not only are the amount of laser shots limited, but if the number of remaining shots fall below the number of aliens that need to be killed, then it's instant game over. And it's this element of having to be somewhat accurate with your shots, along with the selecting of the shooting position, that differentiates this shooter from many others. This is one of T&D's best shooter games in a long time, and one that I feel has a bit of replay value to it. Lunar City is available as a free digital download from itch.io. Hey, have you ever thought to yourself, what we need on the C64 is another version of Dig Dug? Well, I haven't, but apparently there is at least one of you who have, and as a result, we now have Dig Dug Revival. Take control of Dig Dug as you eliminate the enemies on each screen by using an air pump to inflate them until they burst, or alternatively, you can crush them under large falling rocks. Enemies chase Dig Dug through the underground dirt layers and can only be stunned or destroyed when they are in full form within the open tunnels. Once all the enemies have been defeated, Dig Dug progresses to the next stage. In this version of Dig Dug, level layouts are randomly generated, which is a nice idea to implement. Overall, the gameplay is fine. Nothing to complain about, especially for a free digital download that is both NTSC and PAL compatible, but I still think LC Games are capable of producing far more engaging and original titles should they be committed to longer projects. And that is a wrap on another edition of the C64 Roundup. I hope you enjoyed the content and found a few items of interest to you. We'll be back with another episode once we have enough quality content to fill out a Roundup video. Until next time, bye for now.